Alright, so this is going to be a beginner's level, low impact workout for anybody who is interested and wants to do this. So I'm making these videos for my mother, but I'm going to share them with anybody who would like to use them. So the idea is, for these workouts, we don't want to be in pain. We want to challenge ourselves, but not do it overly so. And we want to get stronger and improve our joint mobility. So we're going to have a core work portion of the workout. You'll start that off with 3 rounds. Then we're going to have a strength-based portion of the workout, and then some stretching at the end. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is a little core workout. There are going to be 4 exercises in this core strength portion, done in 2 sets. Okay? So the first set is going to be a plank. So on my plank, I'm going to try to get my elbows underneath my shoulders. I'm going to have a nice flat back. If I can, I'm going to lift my knees off the ground. While I'm doing this, I'm pulling my belly button up towards my spine, squeezing my abs and squeezing my thighs. Okay? Trying to lock out the knees and keep them as straight as possible. If this is too difficult and you can only hold it for a few seconds, you can drop your knees, drop your hips a little bit, and just hold this position right here. Still engaging your core. You can lift your feet up off the ground a little bit, and that will help you, and you're just holding this position nice and tight. We want to hold the position for about 30 seconds, and at the end of 30 seconds, it should feel like it was a bit of a challenge. Okay? After we do a 30-second plank, we are going to lie flat on our stomachs with our hands underneath our shoulders. Now, you're going to try not to use your arms, but they're there to help if you need it. You're going to start to lift your chest by squeezing your lower back and squeezing your butt, okay? And then lower your chest. Start to lift your chest, start to lower your chest. And again, if you need to, you can use your arms to gently help you get a little bit more motion, a little bit more height on that chest. Okay, we don't want to use our arms as the mover here. This is not a push-up. This is a back extension exercise. All right, so you're going to do 10 of those. Don't go up past the point where it starts to really hurt. Okay, you don't want to get into that point. So you're going to do 3 sets of that. 30 seconds in a plank, 10 back extensions using your arm to help if you need to. Then our other core exercises, we're going to first be lying on our backs with our feet in nice and close to our butt, knees pointing straight at the ceiling, head resting back. Your hips are going to come from the ground to a fully extended, or as high as you can get, position, pushing your heels and feet flat into the ground and back down. So I'm pushing my feet down into the ground, lifting my hips up, bridging, creating as much space as I can underneath my butt, holding for a second or two, and then under control, lowering back down. We're going to do 10 of those, and the key words there were under control. Everything that we're doing in this workout is meant to be under control. All right, nice and slow, take your time. Then from that same position, we are going to do some gentle reverse crunches. So we're lying on our backs, feet are here. We're going to lift our toes up so only our heels are on the ground. Head back, shoulders back. You're going to bring both knees as close to your chest as you can, squeezing your abs as you do so, lowering both heels back down to the ground. Lifting up and lowering back down. So we're going to do this another 10 times. Again, everything slow and under control. The way to make this a little bit harder, if you want to challenge yourself, is as you bring your knees in, if you can, try to lift your hips up. And as you bring your feet out, if you can bring them a little bit further away from your butt. The further away you go, the more challenging it is. And then from this very same position, we're going to add one extra exercise. You're going to put your hands on your thighs. You're going to crunch up, trying to focus on pulling your lowermost ribs to your hips. Hands on your thighs, we crunch up. We're going to try to touch the top of our knee with the tip of our middle finger and slowly and controlled come back down, up and down. If you can't reach the top of your knee, if all you can reach is there, then that's as much as you can get with the crunch. That is absolutely fine. What I don't want is anything that looks like that where you're jerking your body back and forth. Again, everything is under control for those crunches. So you're going to do 10 bridges, 10 reverse crunches, and 15 of those crunches at the end for 3 sets. Okay? Then we're done with our core portion of the workout. We're going to get into our strength portion. So the first thing, we're going to work our legs. So the only equipment that you need for this workout, if you want a mat, great, that'll help. Otherwise, all you need is a chair. So we're going to sit on the chair. We have a couple of different options for where our hands are going to go. Either straight out in front or on our head. The thing we don't want to do is we don't want to push off of our knees. And we don't want to sit back in the chair. We're always engaged here in the stomach, leaning forward a little bit, weight forward so that we can feel our feet engaged with the floor. So if our arms are out, we're going to engage, stand up, under control, and again, sit down nice and slowly, under control. If your hands are on your head, it's a little bit harder. Again, chest up, under control, stand all the way up, and sit back down with as much control as you can. We want to avoid being up on our toes. Our heels should be on the ground the entire way through that squat. Okay, you're going to do 10 squats up and down to a chair. So stand up and sit down is 1 rep. So 10 squats. Then we're going to come down onto our floor or our mat. So we did the back extensions. We were trying not to push up with our arms. We did our planks where we're staying nice and tight. Now we're going to do that plank, but we're going to try to push with our arms. So I want you to start on your knees with your hips down in a straight line with your body. Okay? You don't want to be bent at the hips, okay? And kind of like leaning towards kissing the ground. We want to have our hips down. We want to have our chest up. And you want to lower yourself as controlled as you can until you're lying flat on your stomach. Feet are up in the air here. Okay? If you want, you can cross your ankles. That will help you to stay stable. And then you're going to push up all the way. Down with control and up with control. If this is too difficult, then we can break that hip position, right? We can come down, start to come down, drop the hips, kind of slide into it, and then we can use that back extension to push up and bring our hips back if you need to, as long as we're getting all the way to the ground and getting that full extension of the elbow. That is absolutely fine. So we have 10 push-ups. Okay, so 10 squats, 10 push-ups. And our third exercise in this set, you're going to bring your chair closer if possible. We're going to do 10 lunges to each leg. The way we're going to do this is you are going to have your chair there if you need it. Okay, if you need to, right off the bat, you can come down. We're going to get down onto both knees. Okay, so if I'm bringing my right hand down to the chair, I'm going to bring my left foot forward, drop my right knee, drop my left knee, so I get into a full tall kneeling position. And then I'm going to bring my left foot forward, push off the chair if I need to, bring my right foot forward. If this chair is too low, you can always turn it around to give you a little bit something higher, or you can find a higher chair. Again, we're going to drop that right knee first, then the left knee, lift the left foot, push off that chair with the help, lift the right foot. You'll turn around. You'll do the same thing in the opposite direction. So if I'm grabbing the chair with my left hand, I will drop that left knee, keeping the right foot forward, drop the right foot, bring the right foot forward, lift the left foot. And again, you're doing 10 times to each side. So you have your 10 squats, your 10 push-ups, and your 10 lunges to each side. Take as much rest as you need to in between each exercise and in between each set. You are doing 3 sets of that. Okay. Once we're done with that, we're ready to stretch. So this should have taken about 15 minutes to this point, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much rest you took. All right, and then we're going to do some stretches. The first stretch, you're going to bring your feet together. Okay, the closer your feet are to you, the more stretch you're going to feel on the inner thigh. You're going to grab your toes. Okay, you're going to bring your head towards your toes. And you want, when you're stretching, you want to feel slight discomfort, but not pain. Okay, pain is too much. Slight discomfort is good. So you're holding that position. And you'll hold there for about a minute. From there, we're going to straighten your left leg straight at the knee. You're sitting up nice and tall, okay? Now, I know a lot of people, when they do a stretch like this, they're reaching for that toe, and as they do, the knee lifts up, and you're just trying to get as far forward as you can, but sacrificing that knee position. I want you to keep this knee down. I don't care if you touch the top of your knee, the middle of your shin, your ankle, or if you can grab all the way around your foot, as long as this knee stays flat down and you're bringing your whole body over that leg. We're not turning and just bringing one hand. We're bringing both hands, shoulders squared towards that leg. You'll hold that position for about a minute, then you'll switch to the other side. Same thing, go as far as you can, hold that position for about a minute. Our last stretch, we will lie on our back. You're going to, if you can, take your, well, let me show you it this way, left foot and bring it over the top of your right thigh. You're going to grab, so hand goes between the left hand goes between the legs, right hand around the outside, and you're going to pull in as tight as you can. If you can't get enough leverage to get a good stretch in, you go to the front of the knee and you continue to pull. Keep your hips square and shoulders square, and then you'll switch and do the other side. You're going to hold each side for about a minute with your head back and shoulders back. If you can't do that, you can't bring the ankle over the knee, what you can do is just grab the knee and pull it towards your opposite shoulder, okay? So I'm just going to grab that knee, pull it towards the opposite shoulder. I want to feel that stretch here in the hip, okay? While I'm holding here, if I can, I'm going to pull my ankle towards that shoulder as well, and that'll get that stretch a little deeper. So first, the knee comes, then, if I can, I'll grab the ankle and force that rotation. This foot staying flat on the ground, and then you'll switch the other way. You'll hold each of those stretches for a minute, and then you are done with that first workout.